Welcome into the DFS Den. It's Dave Eddy here, aka Corporal Eddie on Twitter. First, a shout out to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to you. It's a difficult job for sure, and I know that we all appreciate you. So thank you for everything. To the slate here, we've got a 10 gamer ranging from 135 now down to 435 because of the Nationals and Mets game. The second game of the doubleheader there starts at 4:35, and that's looking to be on the DraftKings main slate, which does make things interesting for us later on. But first, let's start with pitching. And the way it's looking right now, I am going to not be at the top of the pricing structure. Actually, going to be in the middle and near the bottom. So always makes me a little bit nervous when we go that route, but I do think that it makes sense. I'll start off with my top guy, and that's Lucas Giolito. He's only coming in at 8K on DraftKings, and I think that that's quite a value. I think a lot of it has to do with the matchup against the Astros kind of deflating it a little bit, but he's been really good over the last month. He's just a guy that has been getting lots of Ks, first of all. We've been basically being able to bank on at least 6 innings and 7 Ks. So he's a guy I really like there today. And then Braxton Garrett going up against the Reds. He hasn't been great. I mean, he's had at least a double-digit effort in each game over the last 5 weeks, with the exception of an absolute blow-up against Atlanta where he gave up 11 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings. But outside of that, he was pretty consistently getting you 14, 15 points, we'll say. So at his price, he's $5,900 on DraftKings. If he, again, just gets you double digits, I feel like you are in really good shape. Some other guys I have some interest in today, Logan Gilbert against the Tigers, Marcus Stroman against the Twins. I mean, that's probably about where I sit. I mean, there's some other guys that I could be interested in, but I think those would be the guys that I would have some decent exposure to at least. On the hitting side of things, this is where it gets a little bit interesting because I don't know. Well, I know that we're not going to have a second lineup for the Mets prior to lock. They're going to be in the middle of a game, so that's not going to happen. So I want to say that my top stack was going to be the Mets, but you're gonna have to do some late swapping to make that happen because you're not going to know who it is in that lineup. So you're really going to run the risk of that's definitely going to be the last lineup that comes out. Who knows exactly when that's even going to happen, and then you've got to go back and swap out anyone that's not playing. Now, if it was just a regular, one-off game and we weren't going to have their lineup in before lock, I feel like we can manage that because their lineup will be a little bit easier to figure out. But coming off of an earlier game on a doubleheader, it's tough to say who it's going to be. So if you want to go that route, I do want to give you Brandon Nimmo. I think that he's probably going to be the best bet there. He's going to be batting leadoff, so that's where I would lean. But I don't know that I'm even going to take that chance. I think I'm probably just going to personally avoid them, but they would be my top play. The other guy that I'll give you here is Ozzie Albies going up against Yusuke Kikuchi. It's a nice lefty versus switch hitter. So, Albies is always going to be in good shape, but he's going to be batting somewhere in the 4, 5, 6 hole. I expect that Atlanta scores some runs today. I know Kikuchi has been pretty good here as of late, over about the last month or so. But he's a guy that we know we can't rely on. We know we can't trust him to go out there and perform at a high level each week. So I have no problem taking a chance against him, looking for one of those blow-ups with an Atlanta team that can put up runs with anybody. And then because I don't know about the Mets, I'll give you one more, and that'll be Eugenio Suarez going up against the Tigers. He's got Joey Wentz on the mound, so that's a lefty versus righty matchup. And we know, Suarez is going to be batting in the 4 or 5 spot. And, Manor's been putting up runs this series, so I feel like you might get a pretty decent value here on Suarez. So that's where I'm going today. If you're celebrating Mother's Day, go ahead and drop a like on here for me. Or if you've just simply been enjoying these videos, I will take a like there as well. You need to do yourself the favor of popping over here, subscribe to that channel, turn on notifications so you get an alert every time a new video comes out. I think that is one of the more helpful things that you could do for yourself. But again, happy Mother's Day to all celebrating, and I wish you the best of luck today.